So I'm going to start off with my door, and this is just my door. It's an average door, I guess, and it has these snowflakes hanging up on it. I think they're really cute. They're just on a really fine thread, and they're just like different patterned snowflakes. This is a polka dot, and this one's like a flowered one. I think you get the point. And then to the side of it is my door handle, and on it there is a little bookmark which says "Friends are like stars, you don't have to see them to know they are there." The girl who gave me this I'm not friends with anymore, so that's kind of awkward. But apart from that, I like it, and yeah, let's just open the door and see what's actually inside. Open sesame! For those of you wondering, my room is an L shape because it's in the loft. The other half of my room is in that little nook there, so that is why there is a slanted ceiling there. But in this bit the ceiling is normal because I'm in a box we built on the outside to give us height so that we weren't in a really tightly low ceiling building. If we walk straight in, we just have my IKEA wardrobe, and no, I would not recommend this because it is pretty awful and it's really bad quality, so I would not recommend it. I'm just trying to give you a full overview because it's really large and hard to do. It's got 3 doors. I'm not going to open them because my clothes are absolutely compact in there. And then there's a really nice long mirror which you can see me in. And on one of the door I have this wicker heart from Waitrose, which I quite like, so yeah. I also have my light switch just there, but I don't tend to use that because I don't really like the colour of the light without sounding too fussy. I then have my little window bit, and these have my Dunelm curtains, and these are just birds and they are matching with my duvet. And I have my view, which is to our garden and to the fields all the way down to the back. And I have a range of things along my shelf which I'll quickly go through. I just have this little, I don't know what it's called, a Christmas tree. It's called a Christmas tree, and they're little like gems that you can take off. Isn't he adorable? Yes, can we agree that Santa looks adorable in glass? So, oh, let's find the peg. There we go. And that is just something I got in Cyprus, so if you want it, you can go to Cyprus. And then I have this little me to you bed dog thing. I then have these 2 cat and owl pots, which you can open their heads. These were last year, so I don't know whether they still have those, but I really love those. Then we have this pencil, which I keep all my coins in. It's got all my 1p's and 2p's. I then have a little bear family and a sheep and a little lion, and this was from Furry Friends on YouTube. And I then have a selection of globes. These are just a weird reindeer looking very happy in a shoe for some reason, and a bear looking even more happy, which is lovely. So that's just what's on my window shelf. Quite happy with how that turned out. Down here I just have 2 horse riding rosettes. They used to be stuck on, but I used the blue tack to stick the snowflakes on, which is why they're no longer stuck on. That is why. And then here I just have my other curtain, because I'm sure you've all seen curtains before. If I go over here, I then have my horse canvas, which is rather amusing. And if I step back a bit so you can just see the whole of this bit, I just have these 2 Expedit shelves. I don't think they're called that anymore. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're not called that anymore. But I just have them with the drone boxes in pink and blue. And I'm not going to show you inside of those because that is havoc. It is just ridiculous. I shove every piece of rubbish I can find in those boxes, so I'm not showing you those. But that's just an overview. Starting off in this corner, the first thing I have is this little dog down here from Coco and the Crazy Cabby, which is quite adorable. I then have a lava lamp, which isn't currently bubbling away because it hasn't been on long enough, but I may add some fancy clips of it working if I can be bothered. I then have a crayon art melt thing, which I did make, but it's not mine because I swapped it with my friend because she made a better one. So I swapped that, and I like that a lot. I then have some Christmassy fairy lights along here because why not? I just love fairy lights. You may have not been told. Who would have told you? You just may know because I have quite a few. And I have some more on my heart mirror, but I'll go into that in a minute. So I just have that little corner there, which I really like. This brings so much colour to my room. Over here I then just have this Christmas tree, metal Christmas tree, and a little bear in a chair, because why not? I then have these little chest of drawers which are all labelled. We have bracelets, earrings and charms, money, coins, notes, receipts, hairbands and necklaces. How organised is that? Very. These boxes, I don't know where I got them from. I got them from my mum actually. I do know where I got them from, but I don't know where she got them from. And on the top I just have a hand-painted horse by me. Isn't it gorgeous? I should become an artist. And I then have these 3 little turtles which my mum got from Greece when she went for work, and they're really cute because their heads bop. I then have this little frog from Mallorca from one of my best friends, and I also got this little hand-painted cat from her which is also very cute, and you may be able to see, but it says Tiggs on the little collar. I think that's quite adorable, and it's something I got for my birthday, and I usually keep my memory cards in there, so thank you Lucy for that. I then got these sequin arts which I made. You may be able to see them briefly, but I'm obsessed with these. You just stick a pin in and sequins and then you make these beautiful things. I have a horse one and another horse one. In front of that you may see that I have a little, what's it called? A jellyfish which actually glows in the dark. It's really heavy but it's really pretty and I really like it. I then have these 2 photo frames, one of Mickey looking absolutely adorable, and the photo frames were from Coca and the Crazy Kevy. And of course I have one of Misty too in the same frame as the one that Mickey's in, and around it there are just more fairy lights, and then I have my iPod right there. If we move to the side we then have my bed and my little curved ceiling area which I will go through now. My bed is one of those IKEA day beds which just look like benches in some aspects, and it just goes around there and it fits in my awkwardly height ceiling really well, so I love this bed for that reason, because a lot of beds don't fit in my ceiling. And I really love this bed. It actually comes with 2 mattresses, but you take one off and then you pull the bottom out and then you have a double bed, so I could make it into a double bed if I wanted to, but it's always a single. And I just have the same sort of patterned sheets as I do my curtains from Dunelm with the birds and the flowers. I then just have a giant pillow from Cargo, a bunny cushion from Cyprus, and a little unicorn which is called Oshi, who I can't sleep without and I'm 15, but oh well, love him. he's great. On the outside, and then just have some wicker balls. I'm sure you've all seen these before because I've had them for over a year now and I always film with them in my background. So that's what they look like. They're from China, I'm pretty sure, but I'll leave all the links and things that you can find in the description hopefully, so you can go and purchase them if you want to. Over here I then just have this alpaca throw from B&M, and it was reduced, so it was cheaper than like £20. I think it was only a £5 or £6, so really happy with that. It's really soft. I used to use it as a filming background and people used to thought it was my carpet, but it isn't. And I absolutely love that. Over here I just then have a bedside cabinet, but it isn't, it's just a stool, but I use it as a bedside cabinet. And I have a little clock there, I have a cup for water, I have a box of tissues, and then next to it I just have this big chest from Dunelm which I just keep all my scrapbooking supplies. But I haven't actually started scrapbooking yet, but I just have loads of stuff in there that like arty crafty things. And down the back of it I just have this heart photo frame thing which I still haven't put up. Don't really know where to put it, to be honest. But yes, I then have this bookshelf here which has all my perfumes and deodorants at the top, some DVDs, some books, a money box, various books and various more books, so that's not very interesting. I just have an IKEA chair here which I put my clothes on usually, but obviously I remove them all for this video to make it look tidy, even though there should be clothes on there. And above the chair I just have a horse canvas which I think is quite cute, and it's meant to light up but the batteries don't work anymore. If we go over to here we then have this painting of me on the horse which I showed you in a recent video. This is just something my auntie painted, she is very talented. And yes, that's actually from a real photo. I might insert it next to it if I remember. I'll just pop that there and then you'll have a fancy photo on the left. So yes, that's what I have. And that is absolutely everything in my room. I'll just give you a quick overview once again, just so you get the whole picture and the weird way it's shaped. So yeah. Oh, I didn't mention my lampshade. My lampshade is from Wilko's and it's just a plain pink lampshade. And I also forgot this bunting, which is from an independent shop in Dorset, if anyone was wondering. I don't live in Dorset, don't worry. I just went there on holiday and I got this beautiful bunting, and it's just got polka dots and flowers and more polka dots. So I really like that, and that just hangs along the edge, and I think it really frames my room really nicely. So I really like that, and I think that is absolutely everything. I really hope you enjoyed this room tour. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and write any lovely comments you want below. I always try to reply to every single comment, so you'll almost certainly get a reply if I can. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!